On October 7, 2023, Hamas-led Palestinian militants launched a multi-pronged invasion of southern Israel from the Gaza Strip. The surprise attack comprised a barrage of rockets, while around 3,000 militants breached the Gaza-Israel barrier and attacked Israeli military bases and civilian population centers. At least 846 Israeli civilians and 324 soldiers and police were killed during the attacks, while an estimated 240 Israeli and foreign nationals were taken as hostages to the Gaza Strip. Hamas stated that its attack was in response to the blockade of the Gaza Strip, the expansion of illegal Israeli settlements, rising Israeli settler violence, and recent escalations. After clearing Hamas militants, the Israeli military responded by conducting an extensive aerial bombardment campaign in which 6,000 bombs were dropped on Gazan targets over 6 days, and by imposing a total blockade of the Gaza Strip, followed by a large-scale ground invasion of Gaza. Israel's declaration of a state of war marked the start of the most significant military escalation in the region since the Yom Kippur War in 1973. As of December 3, 2023, according to the Gaza Health Ministry, more than 15,500 Palestinians, including over 6,000 children, as of 23 November 2023, have been killed, making this the deadliest wars for children in modern times. Israel has rejected calls for a permanent ceasefire. Widespread civilian deaths have led to both Israel and Hamas being accused of war crimes. Israel ordered Gazans to evacuate northern Gaza, while Hamas called on residents to stay in their homes. The United Nations reported that around 1.8 million Palestinians, and as of 19 November, around 500,000 Israelis have been internally displaced. The war has led to a severe humanitarian crisis in Gaza. The health system is in a state of partial collapse. Most hospitals are out of service, and there are acute shortages of drinking water, food, fuel, and medical supplies, such as anesthetics for C-sections and amputations. The United Nations has warned of the immediate possibility of starvation and the spread of disease in the region due to the cutoff of water, fuel, food, and electricity by Israel. As of 11 October, at least 44 countries have condemned the Hamas invasion as a terrorist attack, while other countries have placed the responsibility on Israel and criticized it for occupying Palestinian lands. Several human rights organizations, including Amnesty International, B'Tselem, and Human Rights Watch, have likened the Israeli occupation to apartheid.
The war has sparked widespread global protests that have focused on ceasefire. The United States vetoed a United Nations Security Council resolution calling for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire. A week later, the United States stood with Israel in rejecting a non-binding advisory resolution passed overwhelmingly in the United Nations General Assembly. On 15 November, the UN Security Council approved a resolution calling for urgent and extended humanitarian pauses and corridors throughout the Gaza Strip. Israel agreed to a temporary truce following a deal, in which Hamas agreed to release 50 hostages in exchange for 150 Palestinian prisoners. On 28 November, Israel and Hamas accused each other of violating the truce. On 1 December, combat resumed following the expiration of the truce.
What happens next? The future shall tell. Subscribe and follow our page or channel if you love this video. Also, do not forget to like the video and share it so that more persons get to see it. Thank you very much.
Jesus said, "Take heed therefore that the light which is in thee be not darkness." When a room is dark, you use light to find your way. The light helps you to locate your path, your direction, and you don't stumble. But Jesus is saying, be careful so that what directs your path in life is not an evil desire. That's what it means for light to be darkness. Be careful lest what define your choices, what determine your decisions are evil desires. You see, every day you are going to make decisions, you're going to make choices. But what is driving all that? If it is an evil desire, at the end of it, sin is produced, which will, among every other consequence, attract an eternal punishment at the end of your life.